Welcome back to Pound for Pound ATL.
It's Pound for Pound ATL.
What's up, y'all? Hey, it's Toby D, and you already know what it is. It is Pound for Pound ATL. Hey, the first thing I got to do, man, is give a shout out to Marvin Kabbalah, man. I hope I'm saying that name right, man. If you guys saw JR video, he made the announcement that Marvin Kabbalah was our 3,000 subscriber to the Pound for Pound ATL channel, man. And we just want to shout you out and thank you for your support and subscribing to the channel. And also to know that your giveaway is on the way. No, I'm not going to reveal what that giveaway is. If he chooses to on another one of our videos to make that announcement on what that giveaway is once he gets it, I will leave that up to Marvin to be able to do so. But man, we ask that you guys continue, man, to help show support and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so, man. We're trying to get to 4,000 subs. Hey, we will be excited whenever that happens, because we got the 3,000 subs so fast, man, within the last 2 months, man, because of you guys' continued support. We are right now roughly 925 subs away from getting to our 4,000 subs goal, man. And let's see how we can make this thing continue to happen, man. Hit that notification bell once you subscribe to make sure you get all the alerts on when our videos come out. Right now, we have scaled our videos back from doing it on 2 times, Saturdays and Tuesdays, to just on Tuesday to be put out and released around about 11 o'clock a.m. The reason why, because it's not really a lot going on, but when it does get popping, we will ramp those videos back up. JR and I are trying hard to be able to get back to doing live streams as well. Hopefully that will happen once the season starts, because we do believe there will be a season for the Atlanta Falcons and all the other 31 teams in the NFL amidst this COVID-19 pandemic that we are going through. The most important thing is that everybody is going to be safe doing this, because that's more important than anything as far as the players go, coaching staff who has now been able to come back to the facility, as well as everyone else that is involved in the staffs as far as GMs, owners, presidents, you name it. Man, but we ask that you continue giving us support for this channel, man, and let's help to continue to grow this thing, man, and get those 925 subs that we need. With that being said, man, my video topic for today, something I didn't really get to talk about as much when the news broke. You heard JR, he jumped on it a little bit doing his videos, talking about the D-line and stuff like that. But I want to talk about 2 guys that I think are going to have some serious hard motivation for 2020 going into the season. At least I would hope so, because these 2 guys both have had their 5th-year options declined by the Atlanta Falcons. And if you have guessed those 2 guys that I'm talking about right now, yes, they are 2 former 2017 first-round picks in the 2017 draft. One went to the Dolphins at 22, which is D.E. Charles Harris. And the other one came, of course, to the Atlanta Falcons brotherhood, Mr. Takk, get to the damn quarterback, excuse my French, McKinley. And I'm excited to talk about these 2 guys, because if there's any 2 guys to be heavily motivated this season, I believe it's going to be Charles Harris versus Takk McKinley. Now, what makes me scratch my head a little bit about Charles Harris is Charles Harris, man, had a great college career at Missouri. You guys know this. You got into that film when it was rumored that the Falcons may be interested in Charles Harris coming out of Missouri. Of course, he got drafted before the Falcons could take him, and we took Takk McKinley. We jumped up a few spots at number 26 to take Takk McKinley instead of being able to get Charles Harris. Is now here with the Atlanta Falcons, and he had a lot of snaps, guys. This guy had a lot of snaps, 400 plus snaps, 2 out of the 3 of his first 3 seasons with the Miami Dolphins. Now, the first season, he had a lot of veteran talent around him with Cameron Wake and Dominic Sue, who the Miami Dolphins picked up and signed in free agency from the Detroit Lions. So he had a lot of veteran presence around him his first year, but he only managed to amass 2 sacks. Now, I know there's going to be some of you guys going to say, Toby, sacks is not everything. You're going to bring that Mike Smith philosophy, and that's fine and dandy. But unfortunately, that is what most experts and many fans will look at, is those stat numbers. And he only had 2 sacks versus the 6 sacks during Takk McKinley's rookie campaign here. Now, I'm going to talk about some of the things that should get you excited about Charles Harris, because he didn't do a lot of those things when he was in Miami. First of all, we got to talk about some of the things with Charles Harris. He was more than his first 2 years under a wide 9 scheme. And I'm going to just explain this in simplest forms. When you're in a wide 9 scheme, man, you are a defensive end that looks like you are out there, far out there on the island, closer to where the tight end is, shaded more on the outside of the tight end. Just depends on if he's flexed or not, meaning used as a receiver, or he's an inline tight end. But you're going to be out there more closer to him, far out there in a 4-point stance, in a dog stance in simplest forms, and you're going to be rushing from there to get to the quarterback. Now, all 3.5 of Charles Harris sacks have come, look like, from the wide 9 stance. So he hadn't really had the opportunity to really do the things that he showcased in college, more in that 5-point stance where he's more close up to the offensive line, shaded to the outside of the offensive tackle, and being able to rush from that position. Last year, and this is what I did, I know a lot of other content creators out there, you've seen them using a lot of the regular season stuff from Charles Harris. I wanted to go more with the unschemed, raw approach of Charles Harris in preseason week 2 from the Tampa Bay Bucks. And I'm going to tell you right now, that Charles Harris that I saw, I know it's preseason, I know it don't mean much, but this is the time where you work on your technique, your pass rush strategy, and get those things together before you get into the season to fine-tune yourself before you get going in the regular season. And this Charles Harris is the Charles Harris that I remember from Missouri. And I'm going to show up a clip. I got to start off with my favorite one right off the rip, man. He's going against Donovan Smith right now on that left side, on the blind side of Jameis Winston, man. And boy, he gets off fast on his get off, and he clubs the mess out of Donovan Smith, basically knocking him down to the ground. Now, did he get the sack? No, he did not. But he put enough pressure on Jameis Winston to cause an incomplete pass from Jameis to the wide receiver. And I love seeing the nastiness and the aggressiveness that he displayed in that club move, a traditional club move, just like you see guys on those pass rushing dummies do. And it was a hard impact on Donovan Smith, man. As a matter of fact, he was giving Donovan Smith the business when he was playing against Donovan Smith. And I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, y'all go ahead and leave Donovan Smith out there when we play the Tampa Bay Bucks with Tom Brady there, who does not move like Jameis Winston is able to slither out of getting sacked. That's not Tom Brady. You leave him over there instead of putting Tristan Wirth, I hope I said his name right, who they drafted to try to shore up that offensive line out there on that left side of Tom Brady, and you see what happened. Because in this next clip that I'm about to show you, he gives Donovan Smith the business again. And he just basically rushes off the line of scrimmage and goes into a bull rush on Donovan Smith, pushing him back. The other guy don't even have time to help, who tries to go over there and help, but he's got to focus on the other speed of the other defensive lineman. Now, Charles Harris did not get the sack, but he got a piece of the sack. And that's all I need for him to do. The first guy that got there, I believe, was Baker, who got the whole sack, but he did get a 0.5 of it after that bull rush on Jameis Winston that he did on Donovan Smith and got to him on that second effort. And I love seeing that. Now, this is what the Atlanta Falcons need to be able to get out of Charles Harris to have the success they want to have. So, Taj Lepore, you see the nastiness in this guy, you need to get it out of him. Now, I'm going to show you another clip also from this game, and you're probably going to see about 4 clips here from that Tampa Bay game that I love about Charles Harris, that if you can get this nastiness out of him, it's going to be on point. Now, this time he's playing against the second team unit, and this guy does a nice getting underneath rip move on the left tackle to get the Blaine Gabbert and get the sack. I mean, it happened so fast before the left tackle could even respond and react to it. He had already dipped quickly under the arms of that left tackle and picks up the sack on Blaine Gabbert before Blaine Gabbert even realizes what's going on. So this guy's game speed is much faster than what he ran in his 40 time. He ran like a 4.82. Which is not really fast at the combine, but this dude's game speed is on point. And I'm going to tell you right now, my best advice to the Atlanta Falcons is you need to get a lot of cut-ups of Adrian Claiborne to show this guy, because I do believe this guy could be used in a similar fashion to how the Falcons have used Adrian Claiborne. And yes, you have seen clips, and I'm going to show where Adrian Claiborne has been also in that wide 9 stance, where he's looking like he's out there on an island all by himself. Already Charles Harris has rushed from a wide 9 stance before, so that should not be anything new for him to be able to handle. Will he need to probably clean his techniques up? Of course, anywhere you line him up, he needs to clean them up. But this guy definitely has an arsenal of moves that the Atlanta Falcons can bring out of him. And the spin move, guys, is one of them that he possesses. He did it in college pretty well. And I don't see any difference in if Taj Laporte can get these moves out of him to help him clean this stuff up and be able to use it. He is going to be very dangerous for the Atlanta Falcons in 2020. Now, I do want to show you one more clip here from that Tampa Bay preseason week 2 game of last season, where this is not really all about him getting to the quarterback at this point, but it's a situation where he's trying to defend the run game and the tight end gets out on him and he basically gets frustrated and takes the tight end and just throws him to the side. Ladies and gentlemen, I love watching that type of stuff, especially if Charles Harris is able to continue to bring that aggression out of him. For the Atlanta Falcons, man, he can be very dangerous. And you guys know that we like to run a lot of line stunts over here as well, which will fit the athleticism and the speed that Charles Harris brings to the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to show you one where Adrian Claiborne gets a sack, where it's a defensive tackle in stunt, and basically Grady Jarrett is going to go and attack the left guard and the right and the left tackle and be able to hold him up while Adrian Claiborne is able to loop through and get the sack on Drew Brees. And these are the types of things that I look for them to use Charles Harris to be able to do for them up front. He's going to enjoy doing that. This guy also can drop into coverage if you need him to. And he has done this in college as well as the NFL level. In a few clips, you've seen him do this where he can drop back into coverage if he needs to. Now, I'm not going to show that, but he can do it if the Falcons call upon him to do it. And you guys know that from time to time, there have been defensive linemen that have gone out into coverage. Tyler Davidson has done it. Jack Crawford has done it and actually had success and got an interception off of it one year for the Atlanta Falcons, doing it, I think, against the Carolina Panthers. So it doesn't matter who they call upon doing it. They do expect you at times to be able to trick the quarterback and get more guys in the coverage, and they will use their up front guys to do it. And Charles Harris fits in. Now, I'm hoping, because I already predicted that I believe he can have more sacks than Takk McKinley. Yes, I said it in that prediction video. If you have not watched it, I said I believe he can get 7 sacks, especially if they utilize him in the similar ways that they have used Adrian Claiborne. Now, Takk McKinley, on the other hand, who's another guy you know should be motivated by the fact that he got his 5th year option declined as well. Now, both of those guys, Charles Harris and Takk McKinley, they can probably thank Vic Beasley for their declining on their 5th year option, simply because you guys know we had picked up Big Beasley's fifth-year option, and he didn't start showcasing himself until the second half of the season, where he got a resurgence and started racking up a lot of tackles and sacks for the Atlanta Falcons, because he knew it basically was a contract year for him. He was auditioning for another team at this point, which he is now with the Tennessee Titans. Let's see what he does over there. Who knows? He may give them 10 sacks, which he was not able to really do for us on a consistent basis. But they can thank him for the fact that they didn't get a fifth-year option picked up, both of those guys, and they have something definitely to prove. Now, Takk McKinley comes with already 16.5 sacks, guys, and man, when his bull rush move is on, it is definitely on point. Now, the Takk McKinley we saw in the first half of the season last year under Dan Quinn calling the defense was not the same Takk McKinley that we saw in the second half when Raheem Morris and Jeff Albrecht took over. He definitely had a different level of energy, looked similar to himself in 2017 and 2018 when he had 6 and 7 sacks for both of those seasons. His first and second year in the NFL. His totals from last season totaled the actual amount of career sacks that Charles Harris had, which is still baffling to me, because like I told you guys, Charles Harris had a lot of snaps in order to be able to get more sacks. It could be a scheme issue. It could be communication issue that may have caused him to not get the type of sacks you would think with all the moves that he has in his arsenal and his tool belt to be able to use on tackles from either side, because he can rush standing up and having his hands in the dirt as well. You watch his film, you would know that he can definitely do that because he did those things in college, but he just didn't rack up the sack amounts that you would like for him to have. Precious either for that matter, because Takk also owns him in that category as well. And maybe that could be because how they use Takk here as opposed to how Charles Harris was used over there in Miami. But I think Takk McKinley could have a resurgence year now that he knows Raheem Morris is going to be the full-time coordinator going into the season. And all 3 of his sacks, guys, in the second half, guess what? They came against the Carolina Panthers. He had 1 in the first meeting with them in week 11, I believe, and in week 14, he had 2 versus them, standing up and hands in the dirt. So he really loved to go against their offensive linemen to get those 3 sacks of his 3.5 sacks that he amassed in his 3rd season as an Atlanta Falcon. So Charles Harris is going to have an uphill battle to climb, being able to battle for rotation snaps with Takk McKinley. But it's going to be an interesting battle, guys, that I would definitely keep an eye on to see how motivated these guys are going to be going into this season, knowing their current situation. And guys, if you notice, I haven't seen or heard a peep out of Charles Harris on Twitter at all, even thanking the Falcons for making the trade for him like Hayden Hurst has done and publicly has made known, to bring him over here to the Atlanta Falcons, whom he was rumored to be have interest in when he was drafted by the Miami Dolphins. He hadn't said anything. Now, I don't follow him all on his social media outlets. Some of you guys may do and have seen some things on his Instagram or whatever. I don't go that far as following him, but definitely on Twitter. Unlike Takk McKinley, he has not said a thing. So I'm taking that as he is seriously motivated and focused on being able to showcase what he can do to hopefully earn a contract with the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe a very much cheaper option than Takk will be if Takk amasses more sacks onto his already 16.5 sack totals. The Falcons may not be willing to give him the type of money that he may demand because he didn't quite give them what they would have liked from a production standpoint, drafting him at 26 overall in 2017. So we'll see how that plays out in 2021, but I'm definitely excited to see what he brings to the table this season, battling up, even though they're both in a brotherhood. You know these guys are going to be competitive when it comes to proving who really was the best out of that 2017 class between Charles Harris and Takk McKinley. Hey, you guys, please comment. Let me know what you're thinking about this. I finally got a chance to talk about Charles Harris a little bit because I didn't get to do that before with other previous videos. Let me know how you feeling about Charles Harris. Could he surpass Takk McKinley and getting more sacks this season, possibly pressures, because we know Takk can get all the pressures that he can give us. It's just hard for him at times to be able to capitalize and turn that into sack numbers. But comment, subscribe, continue to share, like, all of those beautiful things that you guys continue to do and help us continue to grow this channel at Pound for Pound ATL. Again, man, I'm Toby D. Peace. I'm out.